Everybody is ablaze right now. Everybody's wondering what is really going on with Angel Reese. Has she just flat out quit again? Has she quit on the Chicago Sky? Angel, you gotta be, hold on, you have to have some level of self-awareness here.
Angel Reese is day-to-day again. But if you followed her career, you know what that really means. Last year, it was a season-ending wrist injury. Now, it's a mysterious back issue. And the Chicago Sky just happened to be winning more without her. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is still breaking records even while she's out with a legitimate groin injury and always showing up with her team as they feverishly fight for playoff contention. So, is Rhee really hurt? Or is this the most predictable disappearing act in WNBA history? And how is she?
I think Angel Reese, and I'm saying this with my chest out, I think she's quit on the Chicago Sky. She's been claiming a back injury basically since the All-Star break. And there's no details. Every day we hear that Angel Reese is day to day. And every week there's no update on what she's struggling with, what she's doing. There's nothing. There's no information about Angel Reese. I think she's quit on this season. I think this is a worse version than Kawhi Leonard.
Angel Reese is day-to-day again. And fans could practically recite the script at this point. It's the same vague updates, the same disappearing act, and the same timing that just happens to line up when things aren't going great for Chicago. We've seen this movie before. Last year, it was her wrist, supposedly a serious fracture, surgery that was framed as necessary to prevent arthritis before she even reached her mid-20s. And just like that, her season was over. No gradual comeback. No push to finish strong.
Done.
Hey, look, bro, you gotta remember, she quit in Unrivaled. She just stopped playing in Unrivaled. Said she was hurt, didn't show up for the championship game, didn't even show up and watch. Last season, she claimed her wrist was messed up, didn't finish playing in none of the games. Now, this year, she's saying this season, it's her back. It looked like she's not finishing playing in none of the games. The Sky needs you. The Chicago Sky, you guys are the gum on the bottom of the shoe of the league. They need Angel Reese to play in games. Angel, where you at? Where are you at, Angel? This is nuts.
Now, the sequel's here, and it's a mysterious back injury. No clear timetable, no detailed explanation, only that it crept up right in the middle of another rough stretch for the Sky. You can look at the schedule and literally see it play out. Big losses pile up. The pressure is on her to turn it around. And suddenly, she's not in uniform. She's not even on the bench. It's become almost predictable which week her status updates will turn into indefinite absences.
Angel Reese! She might have tapped out, y'all. Angel Reese may have tapped out and quit on the Chicago Sky. Everybody is speculating. What is this back injury? What's going on? Hey, are you trying to pretend like you hurt because Caitlin Clark really is hurt? Wait. What's going on? What's going on, man?
The strangest part is she couldn't even be bothered to travel to Indianapolis for a game against the Fever, a matchup that's supposed to be one of the WNBA's biggest ticket sellers. This is the league's self-proclaimed IDG girl, skipping out on the hottest rivalry of the season. But rewind just a few weeks, and there she was in Indiana for the All-Star game. All smiles, all cameras, and even staging a marketing stunt where she claimed she took over Caitlin Clark's trap.
I think she's using her back as an excuse to sit out because she doesn't really care about basketball. I think she looks over at Caitlin Clark and says, hey, Caitlin Clark is out with a legitimate injury. I proved my point before the All-Star game when I went on a 10-game run trying to justify being on the All-Star team. When that first ballot came out, when the first voting results came out about the All-Star game and I was 13th, holy cow, Angel Reese panicked, started playing hard, tried to put up some stats to justify being on the All-Star team, did that, and now she said, hey, the Chicago Sky sucked this year, peace out.
And naturally, the speculation starts. Is this about making sure her brand doesn't take another high-profile hit? Is it about protecting her numbers by avoiding the games where she'd be exposed? The conversations aren't flattering. Commentators are already hinting she's packed it in for the year again. Some are bluntly saying it. She's quit.
She identified once they lost Vandersloot, their point guard, early in the year, and once they started getting their brains beat in, hey, we're not going to win anything this year. I'm not putting these L's on my resume. I'm going to have an excuse for the Chicago Sky potentially coming in with the worst or second worst record in the WNBA. These losses will not be on my resume.
2 seasons, 2 injuries, both arriving just when the narrative around her game is at its weakest. Both conveniently wipe away the chance for anyone to see if she can weather a losing run and still contribute. When you stack those timelines side by side, it's hard not to see a strategy where others see bad luck. And here's where it gets even harder to defend, because the minute she's out of the lineup, the guys start playing like an actual basketball team. That's when this story goes from suspicious to almost unbelievable.
Last year with the Chicago Sky, you quit. You quit. You threw in the towel. Once you realized you never stood a chance, to be honest, with Caitlin Clark for that Rookie of the Year. But once you realized your double streak was over, and it was over. She took over post-Olympic break. Once you realized it was done, you threw in the towel, said your wrist was hurting for the rest of the year. You threw in the towel and said your wrist was hurting for the rest of the year and didn't play again. This past the inaugural season of Unrivaled, you didn't even finish that season. You didn't even show up for the championship. No, not only did you not play, you didn't even show up to the game at all. People noticing a pattern with you. That's 2 seasons in a row.
The Sky win-loss column doesn't line up with the way they market Angel Reese. For someone they push as the face of the franchise, the results tell another story. They actually have a better track record when she's out. It's not a tiny sample size either.
Let's get it! Burn! Lack of awareness combined with a lack of ability to jump. Not great! Burn!
Me bow, me bow, me bow, me bow, me bow,
Me bound! Me bound! Yeah! Again! Do it for me. Me bound! Burn!
You only have to look at what happened when Chicago faced Indiana without Caitlin Clark. Everyone thought the Fever would be vulnerable with their leader sidelined. Instead, Lexi Hull stepped in, dropped 17 points, finished with a plus 22, and Indiana rolled past the Sky. That's the same Sky team that can't seem to figure out how to beat Indiana in any scenario this year. Even when Clark was sitting, Hull, Boston, Mitchell, and Cunningham all clicked because they trusted the flow of the game. No one
Williams gonna have to hurry off the dribble, rolls out. Hull, open 3. Oh, what a sight for Alexi Hull. She has needed that one to drop.
Alexi Hull catching fire.
Now Chicago just needs to get it a little bit more settled here in the half court. Nurse loses it. Mitchell 2-on-1. It's a foot race. Mitchell to Cunningham. Cunningham right there for 2 more.
Team chemistry isn't complicated. You either have players who make everyone better, or you have players who gum up the works. When Reese sits, the ball moves more freely, and the numbers back it up. Chicago's offense doesn't stall waiting for her to post up or crash the boards out of position. Instead of repeated forced possessions, the guards actually run the sets.
What they do not understand is that coaches, and I know the WNBA in some regards isn't a real sports league, and I don't know if they think like real coaches and real people in sports, but the number one ability is availability. If you're not available, you have no value.
It's the classic addition by subtraction situation. And the irony is hard to ignore. Imagine removing your supposed best player and watching the overall energy improve. Analysts have pointed out the extra spacing and the uptick in pace when she's not on the floor. Even the bench seems more engaged. Coaches have hinted, without coming right out and saying it, that the team plays with more urgency when every possession isn't being funneled through one ego.
Okay, Okay, new strategy, team. Angel, keep doing your part. Everyone else, go rebound her misses. Burn! If she keeps missing layups at this rate, she's gonna be serving buttermilk pancakes at Denny's. Butter? Did somebody say butter? Butter pecan! Burn! At a certain point, you just got to applaud greatness. A rebound on her back? Are you kidding? Bang! Simon says, give me another pray-up. How about it? Bang! She really hit under the basket on a layup. Get this girl GPS. Bang! Everybody get up on your feet. It's time to meet and greet the most underpaid athlete. Bang!
That's where the biggest hoax in WNBA history label starts to stick. A real star makes you harder to beat, not easier. If your absence turns your team into a tougher opponent, the problem isn't the players around you. It's you. Chicago's better basketball without her is becoming impossible to deny, no matter how the PR spins it. And when you put that picture next to what's happening in Indiana, the contrast is brutal. Because while Reed disappears,
Caitlin Clark appears to have a legitimate injury that everybody can trace to a moment and a time during the games where she re-aggravated. She originally injured. She had a comeback where it lasted 2 or 3 games, re-injured it. They've hinted at a time frame of late August that she may return. Nothing but a mystery surrounds Angel Reese.
while Angel Reese disappears into another round of vague injury updates, Caitlin Clark keeps showing up. Even dealing with a legitimate groin injury, she's still in the arena, still in uniform when possible, still locked in with her teammates, and still spending time with the fans. This year, she's averaging 16.5 points and nearly 9 assists a game and leads the league in average assists per game. Numbers that would be impressive for a healthy player, let alone one playing hurt. And when she's on the court, those assists aren't padded stats. They're difference makers that swing games.
Indiana Fever destroy the Chicago Sky in Indianapolis on Saturday. Guess who wasn't there? Angel Reese. Angel Reese declined to travel to Indianapolis, and her coach came out and said something about, she's just focused on her rehab right now, and, she's day to day. We've never had an explanation on what caused the back injury, what's a time frame for her recovery. It's similar to so-and-so's back injury. This is something she struggled with here or there. All we've heard is day to day, and Angel Reese has disappeared.
The injury hasn't stopped her from rewriting records. And unlike certain players taking extended day-to-day vacations, Clark still travels with Indiana. She's on the bench encouraging teammates, breaking down plays during timeouts, and actually being part of the fight, whether she's in the lineup or not. That's a commitment you can see, and more importantly, her team feels it.
I'm proud of this group. I think we've shown all season long, they're resilient, they're connected, they pull for each other. They enjoy one another. They celebrate one another, and that stuff alone is good for 10 to 12 points a game. And for this group, the way that they share the ball, how unselfish they are. I mean, I'm really proud of them. It's not been ideal circumstances all season long, but they've shown the character of who they are. They've been resilient. They've responded to adversity, and they continue to elevate one another. And I couldn't be more proud of this group than I am at this moment.
The results speak for themselves. The Fever have gone 4 wins, 0 losses against Chicago this season, beating them with or without the recent uniform. In matchup after matchup, Clark's leadership has set the tone. And it's not just her. Aaliyah Boston is locking down the paint. Kelsey Mitchell is a consistent scoring threat. Sophie Cunningham's toughness changes games. Lexi Hall delivers big minutes. And Natasha Howard adds veteran presence most teams would kill for. This is a group being built around Clark's style, and it works.
Folks, yet again, the Indiana Fever face the Chicago Sky, and yet again, we whoop that. Oh boy. 92-70, it was a whole party.
Clark has been vocal about winning not just one championship, but several. She understands the long game, and you can see it in how she connects with the roster. That's why ratings spike when she plays. She's the draw. Sports media outlets have already noted the dip in viewership when she misses games. And in sharp contrast, no one outside of Chicago seems to notice when Rhea disappears. Her absences don't make headlines that move numbers. Clark's do. It's the consistency that drives the point home. Clark has been there night after night through injuries, losses, and every bit of hype. Reese's vanishing act doesn't just look bad, it makes Clark's reliability stand out even more. And if this rivalry was ever on equal footing in the marketing world, the reality on the floor has made the gap impossible to ignore. While Angel Reese fades into another round of cryptic injury updates, the Indiana Fever are quietly putting together something that actually works. There's no drama about who's showing up, no mystery over whether their star wants to play. Instead, it's a clear plan that's already pushing them forward.
What is the back injury? Everybody's questioning it now, and this will be a 3rd straight season where Angel Reese did not finish playing in games, where she just stopped. She just stopped. Some of these injuries, we saw the injuries. We didn't see what happened. What happened? This is bad.
The contrast with Chicago could not be sharper. The Sky keeps circling the same problems: instability, inconsistent play, and a marketing push around a player who spends as much time in street clothes as she does in uniform. Meanwhile, Indiana's front office is adding pieces that fit. They aren't scrambling for quick fixes. They're stacking the kind of players who can win together for years. Caitlin Clark has already said she wants to win a few championships. And when you watch the way the roster is taking shape, it feels like more than just talk. There's Aaliyah Boston, a dominant post presence who's only going to get better. Kelsey Mitchell, a proven scorer who keeps defenses honest. Veterans like Natasha Howard and Sophie Cunningham provide the kind of leadership young stars need if they're going to make deep playoff runs. Lexi Hull, who provides all the hustle plays.
I think it just says a lot about who we have as human beings. That was one of the things that we made a priority in the off season of, who we bring into this organization. Number one, quality human beings, selfless human beings that want to pull for one another, that understand. We have this depth for a reason, and sometimes it creates challenges getting people on the floor. But in situations like this is why you have it. And I'm just, she's right. I mean, as a pro and as a pro coach, this is one of the most connected groups I've seen. I mean,
That mix of young talent and veterans isn't accidental. It's a blueprint. Clark's playmaking is already rewriting records, but she's also creating a system where everyone's skill set gets used. It's fast, it's efficient, and it's winning basketball. While other teams like Chicago spend their seasons managing chaos and explaining absences, the Fever are building a core that looks more dangerous with every game. And when you see that steady rise, it makes the endless drama in other cities look even smaller. Angel Reese's constant injury mysteries might be helping Caitlin Clark more than anyone else. Every time Ree fades from the picture, Clark's impact shines even brighter. Fans see who's actually showing up, contributing, and pushing their team forward. If you care about the future of the game, the Fever are the team to watch. They have the talent, the plan, and a leader who doesn't disappear when it gets hard. So ask yourself, are you behind the players building a legacy or the ones clinging to a brand? Indiana's making moves, Chicago's making excuses. The choice is obvious. If you think this is all just another Reese PR stunt, then comment "Fire the Baby Giraffe" down below. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we will see you in the next.